My name is Randall Kennedy, and I am just so delighted to welcome you to this unveiling of the Long Road to Justice exhibition. The organizers of this event have put together a wonderful program, and to get it kicked off in the right spirit, we are going to enjoy some singing from the Boston Children's Chorus. Thank you.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me now.
One of the things that makes this gathering so remarkable and so worthwhile is that we're not simply being spectators here. We're not simply taking in information. We are actually contributing to history right now. But there is one person who has contributed the most. There's one person who, but for that person, this event would not be happening, not be transpiring. And that person is Judge Julian Houston.
Long Road to Justice was created to teach all of us, black and white, male and female, young and old, immigrant and native born, gay and straight, what it has been like for African Americans to search for justice in the Massachusetts courts since we arrived here in 1638. Yes, the road to justice in the Massachusetts courts has been long. It still is long, but it is not as long as it once was, and with the hard work and support of people of goodwill in the Commonwealth, people of all colors and persuasions, people who know what the road has been like for African Americans in Massachusetts and throughout the country, it will eventually come to an end. And in the words of the prophet Amos and Dr. Martin Luther King, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Thank you.
Mostly what I want to express today is a deep feeling of gratitude. First and foremost, to the whole committee responsible for the Long Road to Justice exhibit, most especially the chair, Judge Houston, whose determination is the reason this extraordinary acknowledgement and tribute has come to pass, and we are all citizens of the Commonwealth grateful to you. And maybe, not maybe, but foremost, I want to thank all of the judges, the chiefs, the members of the SJC, the members of the trial court and appellate court. I want to thank all, frankly, the members of the court family who stepped forward to serve. That spirit of service is no joke. It's no small thing. I don't know about you, but I've been thinking a lot lately about how much of our democracy depends on unwritten rules. Notions of duty and restraint and decorum and service, and a willingness to step up and take a job which is unpaid, in facilities of uneven quality, with inadequate support, and to face people at the point when there is no place else for them to turn. That is service of the highest kind, and I am grateful for that and to have been a part of it. I also want to say I'm looking forward to the day when identifying, acknowledging, and appointing black and brown talent is a little less noteworthy than it is right now. Thank you.
This exhibit reminds us that the road to justice has never been easy, that progress has been made only through the courageous efforts of pioneers who pressed on, undaunted by discrimination and defeat, who lost and lost and lost again until they prevailed. It reminds us that we must never rest on the road to justice. We must never be complacent. We must always ask ourselves, what more must be done? Are we truly living up to our ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all? It reminds us of the prayer of a slave preacher that was recited by the Reverend Martin Luther King in 1962, which I paraphrase, "Lord, we are not what we ought to be. We are not what we want to be. We are not what we are going to be. But thank God we are not what we were."
This exhibit is a powerful affirmation of the judiciary's long-standing commitment to justice to all who come through our doors, no matter what race, color, or creed they are. This exhibit allows us to be reflective of who we are, where we have been, and where we need to go next. It is also important to recognize that history is a continuum. Individual accomplishments and the way each of us responds to challenges define the history of tomorrow. With this exhibit, the trial court acknowledges many triumphs, but also many failures. But we must keep a clear eye on the long road ahead. We as a system are committed to fairness, equality, and the eradication of bias of all forms, not just for those who seek justice in our system, but also for those who work in our system. And I want to conclude by saying that the journey towards equality is a long road. Let's work together to shorten that road and make even further strides towards equal justice. Thank you.
During the dedication of this courthouse almost 18 years ago, then Governor Paul Cellucci said, "The name Edward W. Brooke is synonymous in this state with integrity and conviction. This building stands as a symbol of justice, and justice for the poor, the elderly, and the innocent is something that Ed Brooke has fought for all of his professional life." Senator Brooke is likely most known by my generation, however, for his standing as a first. The first African-American popularly elected to the United States Senate post-Reconstruction, and the first African-American to be elected as state attorney general. As you will appreciate during your view of the exhibit, there are many more firsts to celebrate. This community of firsts is of great significance to us. It serves as a symbol of progress, a beacon of light that guides us forward, that illuminates a path that may have seemed mysterious to, or perhaps even hidden from us. But most importantly, this cohort of trailblazers should remind us that now there can and should be a next, perhaps so many that we lose count. For what good is it to have a first if it remains the only?
We are joined this evening by a brilliant student, a successful lawyer, a respected jurist, an accomplished historian, a talented writer, and a great man. Julian Houston has walked the road from a deeply racist, impoverished childhood community to become a man admired by all who meet him, in whatever place or in whatever way. Without Julian's commitment, we wouldn't be here today to have this exhibit. Thank you, Julian. You have told a history which I have said before demands to be told now more than ever. We hope, Justice Houston, that you will take a moment to rest, for we know that you will not linger long. But here, now, today, in this place, please accept our gratitude for all that you have done to transform the system of justice and to make ours a better world. Thank you, Julian.